What's going on here? Paul Klingon with Return to the Athlete. And in this video, I'm gonna take you through our massive list, or at least part of it, of different travel options. And anytime we have clients that are traveling for work, vacation, on the road, all over the country, they're at gas stations, they're at airports, they're at fast food restaurants, retail chain restaurants. So I made this big list, you're gonna see 10 of them right here, of different things that you can go and look for. They're gonna be low in calories, high in protein, and then we're also looking at things like saturated fat, sodium, and sugar as well. And now sodium, saturated fat, and sugar in and of themselves aren't necessarily bad, but because we're making this for a massive audience, AKA YouTube, there's a high likelihood that we're gonna run into the obese and the overweight population. So we also wanna make sure that those things that are correlated with those conditions, that we're taking that into account. So hope you enjoy it and get value out of it. Here's 10 different restaurants that you can check out. If I found myself at an airport and I was trying to eat healthy and stay fit, here's the 5 different foods that I would try and get. Number 1, I'd look for turkey jerky or beef jerky. It's gonna be a great source of protein. It's gonna be very filling, and it's gonna be something that's very low calorie. Next option is I would look for a protein bar. Something like a 1 protein bar is gonna be low sugar. It's gonna have a high source of protein at a relatively low calorie level. Next, I'd look for a plain non-fat Greek yogurt. It's gonna be a great source of protein, and you can pair it really well with different fruits. Next, I'd look for some hard-boiled eggs. It's gonna be a great source of protein. It's also gonna be a good source of healthy fats. Another option is you could look for some oatmeal. Bob's Red Mill Travel Oatmeal is a great example of something that's gonna be filling because it's a high fiber source while yet being low calories. And one last little tip, grab some water. You don't need to be grabbing those sodas or those really high calorie, high sugar drinks. If I'm going out and I'm trying to mitigate the hangover as much as possible, here's 3 different tactics and strategies that you can employ. First is gonna be a list of drinks that I'm going to avoid because they're gonna be high in methanol congeners, and that's going to disrupt my gut microbiome. Examples of these are gonna be brandy, whiskey, rum, and red wine. I'm also gonna try and avoid mixed drinks. And the sugar inside of those mixed drinks isn't necessarily contributing to the hangover, but what it does is it's very easy to overconsume. You have 1 pina colada, you have 2, you have 3, you have 1 Mai Tai, you have 2, you have 3. It's very easy to just drink because it tastes really good. When you drink that much, yeah, you're gonna get a hangover. What I'm gonna focus on is vodka, tequila, either straight or with soda water, or a light beer. Ultimately, you know your number, you know what's gonna lead to a big hangover, and you can either be an adult and limit yourself on drinks, or you can go after it and deal with the hangover after. If I found myself going to a barbecue and I knew that I was trying to eat healthy, stay fit, hit my macros, whatever it is that I was trying to do from a health standpoint, here's a few different strategies and tactics that I would employ. Number 1, I would bring some gum. You gotta be a next level psycho to be chewing gum and also chewing potato chips at the same time. Chewing some gum is gonna give you that mastication feeling that you're looking for, and it's gonna help distract you from wanting to go snack. Once that gum wore off, or if I did wanna go and snack on something, I would go and find the fruit tray. I would go to find the veggie platter. That's gonna be stuff that's gonna be very voluminous in terms of filling you up at a very low amount of calories. When it came mealtime, I would just go and focus on the proteins, and I would try and eat those first. I would give myself maybe 10 minutes after I ate my hot dog, my burger, my grilled chicken, my skewers, whatever it was, and then I would see if I was still hungry. You wanna give your stomach and your brain the ability to communicate, and it can take 10 to 15 minutes for you to get those signals that you're hungry. But protein's gonna be more satiating, so you're gonna get that feeling of satiety sooner and in a more complete fashion. Finally, I would bring my own drinks. You never wanna be at the mercy of other people, so if you're trying not to drink, bring some seltzer waters, bring some non-alcoholic drinks. If you're trying to drink and you want a specific type of drink, bring it yourself. Try and create as much control as possible, even though it's a situation where you wouldn't have as much control over the entire menu. If I'm grocery shopping because I'm heading out to go camping for the weekend, here's a few different things that I'll look to get that are gonna be great options that are fun, taste great, and also help keep you on that healthy and fit train. First, you got some pineapple and chicken skewers. You can also just mix it with the chicken and with some vegetables as well, but I love skewers. It's a great way to just get some lean protein and some fruits and vegetables. Then, since I already had some chicken, I would get the stuff for tacos, and specifically, I would get the Mission Carb Balance whole wheat tortillas. These are gonna be really high in fiber, lower in calories, and a great option to wrap everything that you're putting into that grilled chicken taco. Then I love me some sweet potatoes, so I do a foil wrapped sweet potato, and then you can add any condiments, any sides to that, or pair it with one of the meals that you're already having. Then finally, 2 of my favorite things, I love me some corn on the cob. Grill that corn on the cob, throw it on some butter, throw on some salt, and I would go through at least 5 of those. Last but not least, I would try and find the biggest watermelon that I could find. Some big ass watermelon that I could either cut up and utilize as just a nice little snack, or I would take a spoon and just eat out of that like a bowl. I love watermelon. Basically just drinking water, getting some sugar with it, but it's gonna be a low calorie snack that you can have the entire weekend. If I found myself at the gas station and I was trying to eat healthy and stay fit, here's 5 different foods that I would look for. Number 1, I'd look for turkey jerky or beef jerky. It's gonna be a great source of protein. It's gonna be very filling, and it's gonna be something that's very low calorie. Next option is I would look for a protein bar. Something like a 1 protein bar is gonna be low sugar. It's gonna have a high source of protein at a relatively low calorie level. Next, I'd look for a plain non-fat Greek yogurt. It's gonna be a great source of protein and you can pair it really well with different fruits. Next, I'd look for some hard-boiled eggs. It's gonna be a great source of protein. It's also gonna be a good source of healthy fats. Another option is you could look for some oatmeal. Bob's Red Mill Travel Oatmeal is a great example of something that's gonna be filling because it's a high fiber source while yet being low calories. And one last little tip, grab some water. You don't need to be grabbing those sodas or those really high calorie, high sugar drinks. Let's say you're traveling and you pull over into a grocery store, you're trying to eat healthy and stay fit on this road trip. Here's a few things that I would look to get as I was shopping. Number 1, I'd go and look for some fruit, and then I would go and find a solo pack of like a Fage Greek yogurt, 0%, and then I would use that as a quick snack that's gonna give you a boost of energy from the fruit, and it's gonna be high protein, a little bit more filling as a really quick, low calorie snack. Then I would go and find some beef jerky. I'd find the biggest pack that I could get, the cheapest pack that I could get. Ultimately, you're just getting a bunch of sodium, a bunch of protein for that. It's gonna help you stay full on that long road trip. Then if you feel like you need a full meal, I would go and find something like a chicken teriyaki, where you're gonna get the starchy vegetables in the form of rice. You might be able to get some potatoes and some peppers and some onions with it, and then you're just getting that grilled chicken, throw a little bit of BBQ sauce on it, a little bit of soy sauce on it, you're gonna be solid. On the drink side of things, I'm gonna just get water, or I might go and get some coconut water, get some electrolytes, spice it up just a little bit. All right, you wake up, you find yourself hungover, you had a few too many last night. Here's a few things that you can do to help mitigate the hangover. First one that you could try is a cold shower, 1 to 3 minutes, as cold as you can stand. This is going to spike adrenaline and epinephrine. This is going to potentially help you clear the alcohol a little bit sooner and faster from your system. Big disclaimer here. Do not jump into a cold body of water. Alcohol is going to make you colder. That is going to lead to a higher likelihood of you becoming hypothermic. Next, get some electrolytes. Try and aim for 2 glasses of water for every drink that you have. Ideally, you do this before you go to bed in the evening that you're drinking, or you do this as you wake up. But because alcohol is a diuretic, you're going to be peeing out a lot of the electrolytes that you need: sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium. These are all things that you want to replenish as quickly as possible. Another thing you could do that potentially could help, 2 to 4 servings of a low sugar fermented food. Kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir. This is gonna help repair your gut microbiome that gets destroyed every single time you drink. If I found myself going to a happy hour with my coworkers, but I was trying to eat healthy, stay fit, hit my macros, and really just focus on my health and fitness, here's a few different strategies and tactics that I would employ. First thing I would do is not lie to myself. Rather than just getting a bunch of appetizers, and then ordering a meal, just go right in, order a high protein meal and eat that. If you're hungry, eat some food. But snacking on a bunch of fries, nachos, chips, and salsa, and then getting food is just adding 1,000 calories to your calorie bill. If I was drinking, I would try and go really light, so a vodka or tequila soda, or I would get a light beer, keep the calories low, keep the impact on my sleep as low as possible. And then if you're not drinking, you got a couple different options there. You can come up with some sort of deflection and say, oh, not tonight, or I got a big thing tomorrow that I gotta make sure I'm sharp for. Or you can just simply own your power and say, no, I don't wanna drink, full stop. At the end of the day, you don't really care what Karen or Billy in your office thinks. It should matter what you think. If I'm at a sporting event or a concert and I'm trying to eat healthy, stay fit, keep my momentum from a training standpoint, or I'm trying to hit my macros, here's a few different tactics and strategies that I'll employ. First thing that I'm gonna try and do is bring a pack of gum into the event. This is gonna help me suspend any hunger, any cravings, any snacking a little bit longer until I can get to something that I actually do wanna eat. From a drink standpoint, I'm gonna order water. That's gonna give me something to make sure that I'm not getting dehydrated and just going for anything that's gonna have liquid. From a snack standpoint, you can go with the popcorn or you can go with the peanuts. These are gonna give you moderate amounts of fiber. These are gonna be things that you gotta work a little bit more to eat a high volume of them. And so it's going to limit the amount of calories that you end up having versus if you just go and slam a giant thing of nachos or a giant cheeseburger. If you are hungry and you are just trying to get something that's a little bit higher in protein, a little bit lower in calories, chicken tenders or chicken wings is gonna be a great option. Just make sure that you're not going overboard with the fries as a side. Sometimes those chicken wings will give you carrots or celery sticks as well. If I found myself at a wedding and I was trying to eat healthy, stay fit, not derail my fitness goals too much, and really try and hit my macros, here's a few different tactics and strategies I would employ. Number one, when it came to meal or snack time, I would just prioritize protein. Get it as soon as you can, either from an hors d'oeuvre standpoint or from a meal standpoint, and eat that first on your plate. Then give your stomach and your brain the ability to communicate and get those signals from the stomach saying, hey, we're full, we don't need any more food. That's gonna prevent you from just grazing and going and get a bunch of food and snacks and hors d'oeuvres that you don't actually want. It's just more of an anxiety cure. Next, from a drink standpoint, whether you're drinking or not drinking, try and cycle in some soda waters with lime. That's gonna help make sure that you space out your drinks a little bit more as opposed to just slamming 7, 8, 9 wines or beers right in a row. And this last one's a little bit more of a mindset tip. But a lot of times when you go and grab another drink or you go and find yourself snacking on more food, it's to alleviate some form of anxiety. You're bored, you don't know what to do, so you go and get something. So try and take your mind and focus on being present as much as possible. Go cut a rug on the dance floor. Go and talk to someone that you've never met. Go and introduce yourself to someone and focus on them as opposed to internally on yourself. Now, all that said, if this is a wedding and it's your best friend and you wanna go absolutely wild, go at it. But make sure that you're owning your choices and not just doing things unintentionally. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and check out the other parts so that you can see all the different restaurants and different food options that we have. Be sure and subscribe, hit the like button, share it with any friends that are traveling and on the go. And if you wanna learn more about this entire list or about what we going on at Return of the Athlete, there's gonna be some links below in the description for you to check it out. We've got a Facebook group, we've got a 5-day challenge, we've got a program that you can use to return the athlete in and of yourself and really activate the person that you are inside. Other than that, catch you guys on the next video. Peace.